A nation's strength is determined by its capability to produce without borrowing. Hence, innovation has been made the subject of national interest by the Second Republic. The Acetylene gas plant is another initiative by Verify Engineering Private Limited, a company that is wholly owned by the government under the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development. Acetylene gas complements the other two sets of gases already produced by Verify Engineering, which are oxygen and liquid nitrogen. As the government embarked on developmental programs towards the attainment of Vision 2030, acetylene gas is a utility industrial gas which is the major driver for industrialization, as it is the most critical component for material fabrication, a major requirement from the SME sector to the mega government projects.
Acetylene gas is one very important type of gas which is used for industrial fabrication, where we use it for gas welding, fabrication of a lot of material, and it is a very important gas for us in the drive towards industrialization. So it is used especially for producing processes or process equipment within the process engineering plants, where you fabricate material, pipes, joining pipes, manufacturing tanks, things of thinner gauge in terms of metal gauges. So it uses gas welding, and it's a critical element which is used within the gas welding technology. So we are the first or only Zimbabwean company so far which is producing acetylene. I'm aware that there was another company, an international company that was also coming in which was producing acetylene, but this is the first wholly owned Zimbabwean company which is producing acetylene, and we are very happy that we are now contributing also to the industrialization drive with this very important gas which should be used to actually do a lot of the fabrication to transform the whole industrial sector in terms of the production of material. As you may be aware, last year we launched a plant which produces oxygen, which is gas for the people to give life. This time we are coming in with a type of gas which is for the industry. Industry.
It is that gas which is used in metal fabrication. They use it to cut metal. They use it for brazing. They also use it for heating and many other uses which it is being used during construction. So it's a very important ingredient. It's a very important gas. If we are to talk of meaningful development, infrastructure development in this country, and hence it is laying for a good foundation for any future infrastructure development of this country, where we will not be importing, where we are also now locally producing it. Per day we are producing 2,500 kgs, which is 2.5 tons.
Youthful, dedicated and resilient engineers are part of the workforce that constitutes Verify Engineering. All the processes that are undertaken by this entity are very complex in nature. Hence, this requires innovative minds while incorporating other local expertise to get the job done.
Calcium carbide is our major raw material, which we react with water to produce acetylene. In the reactor, there are also side reactions, which produces sulfates, like hydrogen sulfate, also produce phosgene, ammonia, etc. But they're in trace amounts. The reaction is exothermic. It produces a lot of heat, meaning during the process, a lot of water is entrained. It evaporates from the reaction mixture. And this requires us to purify, to clean the gas, to remove all these unwanted impurities. So that's why we have this process room where we remove trace impurities and excess moisture. We make use of cooler condenser, remove moisture. We also remove moisture with desiccant calcium chloride, which also remove trace amounts of moisture. The sulfates phosgene, we make use of purifying mass, which is a chemical that we make use of to further purify our acetylene. After that, from the purifier, our acetylene goes through, it's bubbled through a water bath in a scrubber. Ammonia, as you might be aware, is highly soluble in water, so it remains whilst acetylene escapes from the surface of the water. After that, we compress our acetylene. We compress it to 16 bars. And the final port of call after compression are high pressure dryers. We also have calcium chloride in those high pressure dryers. And this is to remove any moisture that we might have entrained in the scrubber. And before we mount our cylinders to the filling station, we dose predetermined amounts of acetone. Acetone is a critical component which stabilizes our product. As we transport it, we want it to be dissolved. So what we produce is actually dissolved acetone, or in short called DA. So after we dose a predetermined amount of acetone, we mount our cylinders to the filling manifold. And during filling, heat of compression, it's a common phenomenon. We have heat of compression generating, and that's why we have sprays that will be splashing on our cylinders so as to remove a heat to cool them. And we weigh the final product. We do our quality assurance and quality control measures to make sure our product is to the required specification, after which we seal it and it's ready for the market.
When we got the instruction to come up with an acetylene plant, what we did first as the VE projects was to come up with the size of the plant that we wanted. We worked with other departments within Verify Engineering. And then from that stage, after the size was approved, we went on to carry out the procurement of the plant equipment. Procuring our equipment for the plant, we then carried out the construction of this plant and the installation of the equipment in-house. We have got a highly competent team of engineers and artisans who are professionally registered with the Engineering Council of Zimbabwe and the Zimbabwe Institute of Engineers. So we did everything in-house, except for civil structural designs that we outsourced from our consultant Hydro Utilities.
We were involved in the civil and structural design of the acetylene gas plant project and various other projects that Verify Engineering has, especially the air separation gas plant, where oxygen and nitrogen are also extracted from that plant. Our relationship with Verify Engineering dates back to the mid-2000, 2007, 2008, and up to date, we've had a very cordial relationship with Verify Engineering. We continue to provide our civil and structural engineering design services, and we are helping them on their plant and various other components of infrastructure development that is associated with their plant.
Vision 2030 is meant to restore the dignity of the Zimbabwean people As they say, a country does not get rich overnight, but it requires hard work, stage by stage. Thus, according to Albert Einstein, persistence and perseverance are the most powerful forces that move mountains. As a result, it is often mentioned that the future belongs to science and those who befriend it.
The future belongs to science and those who make friends with science. In the Second Republic, we've made friends with science, and therefore Zimbabwe cannot be counted out. We are in, and the future belongs to us as well. Those who think we are joking should surely think again. We are determined. We are loyal to the national cause. We are persistent. In the words of Albert Einstein, persistence is the most powerful force on earth. It can move mountains. Ugeringamira, asi mvura ichafamba, icharifenga, ende ichapfuura, ende ichaenda kusi. We will move mountains. Your Excellency, we are committed to innovation in the Second Republic because innovation is the specific instrument of entrepreneurship, of modernization, of industrialization. Innovation is an act that endows resources with a new capacity to create wealth. We are therefore thankful to you, Your Excellency, for making innovation a subject of national interest, for it to be outside of the general rules of operations. We know that all human development, no matter what form it takes, must be outside the general rules. Otherwise, we would never have anything new. Nitrogen, oxygen, and acetylene are among the principal gases in manufacturing industry, and these are now being manufactured by verified engineering. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to emphasize a nation's strength ultimately consists of what it can do on its own and not what it can borrow from others. These are the words of Indira Gandhi. Nyika inovakwa nevanhu. Even Marcus Garvey said, Africa will have to build their own industry. Africa will have to build their own earth. Africa have to build their own sciences. Africa will have to build their own literature. And Africa will have to build their own culture before the world can stop and consider their wealth. This is our mission. And we will accomplish every objective that we set in order to meet the demands of our Vision 2030. Your Excellency, through your leadership, we are creating new industries, using our minds, using our hands, using our people, using our resources. We are venturing into areas zainzi musabata. We are giving courage to our young girls and boys kuti batai chinhu chese chainzi musabata batai vurai kumone kumone. Innovative ideas that are followed by action can change a nation. Through Education 5.0, we now know better that no amount of reading or memorizing will make us successful in life. It is only the understanding and the application of wise thought which counts. This is what you see. In this regard, we will industrialize and modernize our nation through innovation. We might not have as much money as other countries, but as Zimbabwe, we know very well that empty pockets never held anyone back. It's only empty heads that hold you back. We firmly believe that loyal and efficient work in a great cause, even though it may not be immediately recognized, ultimately bears fruit. In other words, former Prime Minister of India, Nehru, said, it is science alone that can solve the problems of hunger and poverty, of vast resources running to waste, or a rich country inhabited by starving people, who indeed could afford to ignore science today. At every turn, we have to seek its aid. The future belongs to science and those who make friends with science. Please allow me to say that facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. You can ignore that an oxygen plant is existing, but it's there. You can ignore that a nitrogen plant exists, but it's there. You can ignore that an acetylene plant exists and it's there.
Installation of oxygen and nitrogen gas filling stations is underway throughout the country, and the distribution of this acetylene gas is to commence this August. The price for acetylene gas will be lower as compared to that charged by competitors in the same sector. The product will be sold in both local and foreign currency.
This is a very good development for VE gases. It's acetylene. It's a product which we have been waiting for and which the market has been clamoring for. Our aim now is to ensure that this product goes into the market as early as August. Product is used in throughout industries wherever there is metal fabrication. And the good thing is that it's used complementary with oxygen, which we already have in the market. So this is a very good development for the market, and we will soon be taking it to market. And coincidentally, we have also received part of our distribution infrastructure. We have received some vehicles, lorries, which will enhance our product distribution throughout the country for acetylene, together with the other gases. For acetylene, it's mostly going to be sold in cylinders. It's a very volatile gas, and it's better handled packed in cylinders. So we'll just deliver it to the customer in cylinders. And these customers should be able to pick this product at our depots throughout the country.
Besides to be being very aggressive on the market side of things, we keep on improving our systems, our production systems, our distribution systems, and our maybe also even the culture of doing things. So much that you find that by September, October this year, you should see that Verify is ISO certified. And this will then make us accepted internationally and in the region as well with ease. So we are going to be improving ourselves with regards to VE gases. But we have a lot of other projects which we are going to be doing, like the coal to fertilizer project in Kwasin, which we are already starting. And we are also into development of lithium-ion battery. We are also into solar and many other things which we are doing at Verify.
Acetylene is a highly volatile and inflammable gas, hence it will be amiss to leave out issues to do with safety, health, environment and quality, which are strictly adhered to throughout the Verify engineering value chains.
Our duty as SHEC is to ensure that we manage safety, health, environment and quality issues throughout our value chain, from our inputs, the raw materials that we use. In this case, when we import our calcium carbide, we ensure that we are importing environmentally friendly raw materials, and we manage SHEC throughout the processes and outputs, even when it gets to our stakeholders. Hence, our pay line, SHEC Total, that's where it comes from, because we are managing SHEC throughout the value chain.
And this plant will be available for 330 days. After that, we have to maintain it for about a month or 2 months, and then we start again to produce. So that's our production rate.
Science and technology is the backdrop of economic development as targeted by Education 5.0, which Verify Engineering subscribes to by tapping into the youth dividend.
I'm a mechanical engineering student on attachment at Verify Engineering. My experience here at Verify Engineering has been an eye-opening experience. I got to appreciate the air separation plant, which was commissioned last year in mid-June, and also I was able to be part and parcel of the commissioning of the acetylene plant, and also I was able to experience hands-on installation of one of the feedstock installation at CAT University, and this experience has been able to assist me in applying my practical knowledge that I got from the University of Zimbabwe over the past 4 years, and also has assisted me in shaping my future as to what I would want to specialize as a mechanical engineer.
Operations at Verify Engineering have the support of the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development.
As the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, we have been working so hard together with Verify Engineering so that we get this acetylene plant here in Zimbabwe, because we have been importing this, but now we have it here locally and we can be able to give our people the acetylene gas which they need anytime, any day.
The Second Republic adopted an education system that supports national development and industrial modernization. According to Professor Tagwira, the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development came up with priority projects as part of Education 5.0. As a result, what Verify Engineering is currently doing are the results of this heritage-based education.
At the beginning of the new dispensation, came up with a list of priority projects that we needed to carry out as part of Education 5.0. An education system that will support national development, and an education system that will support the industrialization and modernization of Zimbabwe. So what is happening here is part and parcel of Education 5.0, where we are training our young people to ensure that they participate in national development, and in the process they are gaining skills. They are not just getting knowledge, but they are also getting skills. We talk about kuziva, kugona, nokuita. Because munhu anogona kuziva asingagoni. But it's very important kuti kana waziva chigona, so that you are able to hit the ground running. So what happens is that with these kinds of skills, you find out that as a ministry, we are sending out a statement that we want to produce people who are able to hit the ground running. We want to produce young people who are able to go and support industry immediately when they graduate. So you will find out that a lot of our projects are supported by polytechnics, they are supported by ITD, they are supported by universities. The aim is to ensure that our young people and our lecturers are part and parcel of national development.
Since the inauguration of the Second Republic, Verify Engineering showed its tenacity to make things happen. According to the President, Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa, the technology undertaken by Verify Engineering suits any other developed country in the world, and the various units of this entity have proved the capacity to do the work from designing to project completion. Hence, this is in line with the national development philosophy, Nyika inova kwa neve nevayo.
This company, along with others that have successfully turned around the fortunes of their entities, are defying stereotypes about state-owned commercial entities. These enterprises can indeed be profitably managed with visionary leaders at both board and management levels. The lessons learned from the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing global supply chain disruptions have laid bare the urgent need to build resilience and local capacities in all aspects of our lives for national socio-economic resilience and self-reliance. The establishment of this acetylene gas plant is most opportune and further attests to the inroads my administration has made towards the establishment and growth of national strategic institutions that deliver tangible results in the form of goods and services. It is commendable that Verify Engineering is building internal capacities which have enabled the company to locally develop and produce the high technical and tangible engineering works worldwide in terms of class. We are seeing here today technology that is equal to technology in any developed country, anywhere in the world of this planet. The various business units of Verify Engineering have proven the company's capacity to design complex works from the concept stage through the engineering and the procurement right up to the construction stages. Furthermore, the organization is applauded for engendering a culture of creativity, innovation, self-belief, and environment of limitless possibilities.
They say empty pockets do not hold anyone back, but empty heads. Henceforth, innovative ideas that are followed by action can change a nation. Thus, local production of medical and industrial gas signals government's commitment towards reducing imports through using local capacities to drive industrialization.